Hello everybody, I am Toby Loxton of TFL Creative Media and welcome back to TFL Creative Media's celebration of Autism Awareness Month as a lead up to our latest short film, The Railway Woman. In our second week, we are now going to be having our fourth and final discussion with an autistic filmmaker and one that you guys are already familiar with. The first week we talked to Michael Woods, who is into sound but is also a bit of a writer. The second discussion in the first week was Yasmin Wilson, who is a bit of a journalist, likes journalism, and is also a bit of a writer. And then yesterday we had our third discussion with Eleanor Ree, who is a bit of an artist but also is a writer. And not to buck trends or anything, but today's guest, our final guest, is not a writer, but does like telling stories, and in fact, it is Summer Clark Graham, the lead actress of our latest short film, The Railway Woman. How are you, Summer?
Yeah, I'm okay. Not too bad.
How's your weekend going?
Yeah, it's been pretty chilled out, pretty relaxed so far. So yeah.
I'm really glad to hear that, and I see that Emma Lloyd and also Victoria's joined the chat. I'm gonna give you guys a wave. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Smile and wave.
Dawn Star Cosplay. Hello, Alex. I'll give you a wave too. I'm not going to make a habit out of this, but I'm just being friendly. Okay, so this is not the first time that Summer has joined us on a live chat. We had a interview with her for International Women's Day with Maeve, which was very successful, and there was a lot that we got into about, Summer's role, but we're going to we're not going to be talking about that. We're just going to be more of an open discussion from the autistic point of view and talking about other things related to Summer. And I'm really glad that you could do this, Summer.
Yeah, always happy to.
But just quick before we start, I just wanted to quickly ask. I mean, since we'll be shooting in a couple of weeks' time, are you feeling in the zone quite yet?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to finally getting to film it. Obviously, have been waiting a very long time because of COVID and stuff like that. But to finally go out and film it, I'm really looking forward to doing that.
That fills me with a lot of confidence. So I'm really glad that you're feeling that.
Yeah.
Right. Now let's see. Let's get into this, shall we? Because last time you were doing a live stream like this, you got more into your role, and you mentioned how, one of your main motivations is about, you like to tell stories, and acting's a pretty good way to do that. But let's start things off by because people are pretty familiar with who you are already. From that, so let's just talk about a few other things that people might not know about you, specifically like other passions that you have, really, whether it's media industry related or not.
Yeah. Well, I am a big music fan, specifically from the 20th century. But that's just a thing with me in general, liking things from the 20th century, the music, the technology, films, all stuff like that. But I have, I say recently, it's been over a year now, I took up playing the drums, and that's been that's been very fun, very good stress reliever as well. How much do I like? You already know the answer to that one, Victoria. You don't need to ask me that one. But yeah,
Victoria.
I'm a huge ABBA fan, which people do know. Well, some people do and some people don't. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you before, but yeah, I am a huge ABBA fan, and I have spent more money on them than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, no, I'm totally into ABBA, and there's no that because ABBA's a band, and I don't think nobody should be ashamed of admitting that. It was very big in the Mamma Mia soundtrack, so there you have it. And also, if anybody else in the comments section has a question like Victoria just did, then please do feel free to ask Summer or myself. Well, actually, mainly Summer. She's the main attraction here. And I feel like yeah, you just flick your head back, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so aside from like drumming and music, like you're what else are you into? I know you're a big sci-fi fan.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
although what I'm kind of disappointed with stuff is that she ain't a Doctor Who fan. She didn't. She hasn't done that. She hasn't got.
No, yeah, no, it's not that I'm not a fan. It's just that it was never a part of growing up. I did start it at the end while I was at home, but then they took it all off of Netflix, and the only way you can watch it is on iPlayer, and I don't have a TV license in halls, so that's why I haven't been able to continue watching it. But I did start it. I've just working my way through finishing it, which I will probably do during the summer while I'm back home, because I have a TV license back home.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You also mentioned that you were watching Buffy recently. Back
Yes.
then. Are there any other shows currently watching at the moment?
Yeah, the Marvel shows.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier specifically.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, yes, yeah. Watched the newest episode yesterday, and it's been so good.
Yeah, it really has.
Yeah,
It's some very sophisticated stuff.
definitely. Yeah, and yeah. The only downside is that it's only got 6 episodes.
Yeah, so there's only one more to go.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Kira S. Wills and Dan Guru. Thank you very much for joining us. And also, I think Noodle Shara has a question. Do you have a family member, or perhaps an auntie?
No, I don't. I don't play favourites. I
Right. Sorry, I misread that.
No, that's okay. Yeah, no, I don't play favourites. When it comes to family, I love them all equally, and that includes my siblings, which people will be surprised to hear, seeing as I say about how much they irritate me, but I also love them very much as well, and I do actually miss them at the moment. So
yeah, I can imagine. Are you the youngest or oldest or middle child?
I am the oldest by quite a bit. Yeah, I've got 3 younger siblings, 2 sisters. They are 10, although she's going to be 11 soon, and 7, and a brother who is he 7 or 8? I think he's 8. That's pretty bad that I don't know how old he is. I do think he is 8, but yeah, quite big age gaps there. But no, I do love them as much as they annoy me.
Well, it seems like Emma Lloyd says that she's missing you, and apparently he's 8 apparently. And
yes.
Noodles has been like, are you the best big sister?
Of course I'm the best big sister.
All right, so let's get into some more interesting topics. The real reason why we're here.
Yes.
Autism Awareness Month, and
yes,
like we've been discussing with the other 3 guests, we're talking about specifically, autism representation in the media industry. Everyone has given them some very unique point of views, but I also imagine, and please tell me if I'm being if I'm prying too much.
yeah.
But from where your position, dealing with various different ethnic issues, does that sort of, do you feel like that's underrepresented as well, or do you feel like it's just that it's just something that's just a shared problem across the board, no matter no matter what the color of your skin is?
Yeah, there is definitely a huge underrepresentation for people of colour on the spectrum, and females as well. So, yeah, and that is one of the reasons why I thought, oh no, I can't be autistic, because there was never that representation. The way it's always been represented is almost as like a white like a white male thing.
Yeah, it's been a white male, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Yasmin, when she did some of like a positive recommendation, was atypical, even though that it was a
yeah,
good, still focus on a white male, and a lot of so and even and yeah, so that's something where we feel like we should improve, but also the railway women will do that, so
yeah,
that's a good
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
good.
yeah. Very good thing. Yeah.
Where else do you think autism is underrepresented? Underrepresented, like in terms of like stereotypes. We covered savants with in the past with previous
Yeah,
one. I mean, what's
yeah, yeah. Well, that is it. I mean, when when autism is depicted, it is all the autistic savant. They're they're really smart. They're into science, or they're in the medical profession, which
yeah,
isn't
very
bad.
very
Yeah,
good, very good doctorish.
yeah, yeah. Which isn't bad by any means, but it would just be nice to explore other passions that we have as well. Which I mean, which is pretty much anything. Anyone, any person on the spectrum can have many number different of interests in different fields. So I think I would like that to be explored more, because there is that saying, if you've met one person on the spectrum,
You've met
you've
one.
met one person, yeah, on the spectrum, yeah, because we're all so different and unique about our interests, but we're still passionate about them as well. So I would like to see representation of different interests and different passions.
Yeah, hence why this role I think we've even talked about this in the past, that this role of Alice means so much to you in that regard.
Yeah.
And also like there was pride thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, just yeah, it's just you know a lot of what you see are also struggles as well, but it's not all struggles. It is difficult, and you can't lie about that. You can't sugarcoat that. But there's been some wonderful positives as well. We have lots of positives, especially when we get to turn our interests into a career and stuff like that. So, and because it's something that you are so passionate about, and that's your career as well, it's like, wow, I can, this is something that I can do. This is what really makes me happy.
Yeah, because like also because you can't sugarcoat it, and not everyone goes through issues. Like
No.
bad representation. Did you hear about that? This movie that came out recently called Music.
Uh Unfortunately, yes.
Would you
Yeah.
like, would you like to do the honors in informing the audience what it is and why it's so bad?
Yeah, so the artist Sia, she 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 wrote the movie, I think. Yeah, she's heavily involved with it, and Maddie Ziegler, who I'm sure you're aware of, Sia cast her as the main role, and it's about a girl on the spectrum. She's non-verbal, and just the way that it's been depicted in the film, and the ways, I'm just trying to think how they've like when she has a meltdown, the things that they do to restrain her, um it's just really not nice
Yeah,
to see and hear about. I haven't seen the film. I don't intend to, because I'm not going to watch something or support a film that is negative and detrimental to the community. So, you know, and then it also comes back to this issue about casting autistic people to play autistic roles, because Maddie is not on the spectrum herself.
We talked about this with Eleanor yesterday. The term is
Yeah.
pumping down, where you put people who are playing minority characters, but they're not minority. They're not minority.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I think that's all you really say. And also, like, I heard, like, you know, there's this because I haven't seen the film either, but I hear that there's music in it where, like, you know, the autistic character is well, she's called music, but it's in a dance sequence. It's like all of the non-verbal parts of autism, and that just sort of stripped away, and she just goes into a song and dance, and that's just like it just it's a message, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just, you know, it's like you have to way to try and, you know, achieve stuff, but that's not the case at all. You just need people to be understanding.
Exactly, and that and that is it. It is, you know, we're not asking for much, just a little bit of mutual respect and understanding, which is what every human being deserves.
Precisely. Because what was it? What was I was gonna say? Because oh, damn it, it's away from me. Oh shoot. No, yeah, no, that is a fair point. And by the way, as we continue, if anybody else has any more questions regarding, you know, anything about, please do go. Happy to answer. Yeah. So when we talked about we talked about some of the like a bad representation. Oh, hello, Andy. I don't know how you pronounce that, Summer.
I don't know how to pronounce it either.
But I'll wait for go. No, but we've talked about some of, like, you know. So, oh yes, now I remember what I was going to say. Yes. So, what do you think? Like, you know, writers, especially if they're writers who are not on the spectrum, should be able to do in order to tackle these issues that we discussed a lot more better in terms of representations? What should do?
Well, they should consult autistic people. Just ask them about their experiences, and not just one autistic person either. They should ask a lot of people, because, you know, as you've said, you've met one person on the spectrum, you've met one person on the spectrum. In order to get more of a broad idea, as I just think you should just consult autistic people, ask them about their experiences, ask them about what they would like to see represented.
Yeah, because that's actually a very interesting point, because even though that's a show like The Good Doctor has an autistic consultant, like, I don't think that The Good Doctor is not the best representation. Not bad, but it's not great.
Yeah.
So maybe that's because, like you said, maybe they only have one consultant. It was just one, one variant of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. Having, like, you know, it's a spectrum, so you need to talk to a spectrum of people to understand complexities and the variants. I don't know that. Okay, so yeah, back onto it.
Yeah.
So we talked about some bad representations. Have you got any recommendations for good representations?
Yeah, one that I watched recently. It's only a short. It's a Pixar short. I know we.
So we recommend.
Yeah. Yeah, Luke. Yeah.
Because Luke is about a non-verbal autistic girl.
Yeah.
And also it does a lot more in a much shorter amount of time than music probably ever does.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's one of Pixar's finest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's well, I mean, it just, in terms of representation, it just ticks so many boxes. One, because it looks at non-verbal autism. Two, the main character is a female, and she's also a person of color. So in terms of those representations, it does tick off so much, and it's not it's not negative. It's really looking at the positives. Like, yes, Renee can't talk, but she's still got a sense of humor, which we saw, which was
Yeah,
put across.
definitely got a sense of humor, and also she's played by a non-verbal autistic person, which is all amazing.
Yeah, exactly, and it is like it, and it just goes to show that we are capable, actors. Just because we are on the spectrum doesn't take away any ability or talent that we have. So I really enjoyed that one.
I'm glad you did, because I really enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, if anybody has any more questions, please feel free. Have you got any other recommendations? It doesn't have to be a short film. It could be TV, film, book, play, magazine.
Oh, yeah, no, in terms of plays, even though this one does kind of lean into the stereotypes a bit, but this was one of the first things that I saw where I did see bits of myself in the character, and that's Curious Incident.
Yeah,
Of in the Night Time.
That was a recommendation by Eleanor yesterday. It's a very good play, and if you guys have watched that, you know my thoughts on that one. I bet. Yeah. So no, that's a good play.
Yeah.
And actually, I do actually have a I have a recommendation actually. Just whilst I mean, it's just more because no one has actually, because we've covered movies, TVs, plays, books, and a reality show. But no one's actually talked about a documentary. So I think I've got it here, something. And I'm just remember what the name is. Wait, how do you spell Asperger's?
ASPER. Wait, Asper.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, I found it. No, I want to recommend you guys so a documentary called Asperger's Are Us. It was a documentary made in 2006. Sorry, not 2006, 2016, I should say. And it's a comedy troupe of 4 friends on the autistic spectrum that prepares for a final show before its members go their separate ways. And it's very heartwarming, very interesting. And in fact, that quote that you and I have been saying, Summer, met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. I actually discovered it in this documentary. So it's wittery, it's inspiring, it's goofy, it's heartwarming, it's tragic. Yeah. And it's on Netflix if you guys want to check it out. And in fact, I actually might watch it again because it's really good. And I recommend you go and check it out, Summer.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is an amazing play, Victoria. The staging is amazing. I completely
agree. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I didn't spell Asperger's there, Victoria, but we did get there in the end.
Yeah, we got there in the end. Yeah.
Literally, this is the last chance for you guys to ask any questions to Summer before she goes, because for one, we're kind of running out of time, but also it's reached its natural conclusion. So any takers? Going once, going twice. No, you have the right reaction, Victoria. This is just laugh. This is just fun. This is just getting ridiculously fun.
Yeah.
Frank, thank you very much, Summer. Thank you very much for taking the time once again. And I think the fact.
No problem at all.
I think the fact that maybe I wanted to talk to you visually for these different events on Instagram. Oh, wait! Oh, there's one more question. Thank you, Victoria. What part of the character do you relate to with autism? Just to clarify, Victoria, is that the character that Summer is going to be playing in The Railway Woman, or the character in The Curious Dog in the Night? Actually, why don't you answer for both, Summer, just in case?
Yeah. With
Curious citizen.
Christopher, it was about how like intense he is with his passions and like and his imagination as well during like those sequences where he would talk about going to space and all and the way that was visually portrayed as well. Yeah, that imagination and that passion was definitely something that I saw myself in when I saw Curious for the first time. So yeah, in terms of Alice, I would we we do have quite similar interests. One of I think probably the biggest interest that we share is Power Rangers, I would say. Yeah. Um yeah, I was such a huge Power Rangers fan growing up. Anyone in my family can attest to that. So,
And if I recall, your favourite one is Jungle Fury.
oh yes. Just ask my mum about how much I loved Jungle Fury
I think,
as a child.
I think if you were to like, if you were to catch me like off guard to ask, it would either be Lightspeed Rescue or SPD.
Yeah. No, those ones were good. And obviously, Alice's favorite is Dino Thunder. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was a good one because like
yeah,
it felt like a really like a spiritual successor to the original Mighty Morphin days.
yeah, definitely. Especially having Tommy come back to play the mentor.
Like, oh, I saw that on TV for the first time. And it was like, oh, Tommy's back. It's like, oh no, he's
Yeah,
going to. He's not going to
yeah,
morph. Oh, he's
yeah,
freaking morphed.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. That was and the whole when he was unconscious and then he had to like fight his other past Ranger selves. That was epic. I loved that. That was probably one of my favorite moments.
Oh, actually, just whilst we're on the subject, did you watch the 2017 Power Rangers movie?
No, I haven't, but it is on my list. Also because I know that this interpretation of Billy is on the spectrum. So yeah, that is on my list.
Yeah, yeah. Michael recommended that as a recommendation.
Yeah.
Because any other parts of the character that you relate to, aside from the awesomeness which is Power Rangers?
Yeah, just being really, really passionate. Obviously, we do have some different interests, but the passion's the same, and the willingness to not let her autism define her, and to go out there and to challenge those stereotypes, which is what I like to think that I do, and Alice definitely does. So yeah.
That's a really great sentiment to end it on. Like I said, thank you very much for time, Sam. Like, there's a reason that me and Maeve, got you for two separate events because everyone's very like you have so much to offer and to say, and people are just really looking forward to seeing the Railway Woman and seeing you in action. This is going to be your first film role, people, and she's going to do amazing.
Oh.
No, seriously, I know it.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
No, it's definitely going to be just that.